All right, before we get into it, I just want to make it very clear. I'm not saying this is how you should prep or have your refeeds, or am I here to be like, haha, I get to do this and you don't, or making a mockery of the contest prep process. More so, this is just how I do it. And this is just my story, right? And this is something that works really well for me because I have a few things going for me. I think one, a ton of experience. My first show was in 2007. Also, for a hardworking bodybuilder, which I think I would consider myself pretty hardworking, I'm pretty introspective, and I'm very good at just like pattern recognition. It's one of my strong suits as an athlete, as a coach, and that's what I apply to my situation. I was actually having a discussion with my buddy Adam Powell out in the UK, great natural bodybuilder himself. And I told him that, man, like even during a peak week, I don't look at myself. I can just kind of feel if I'm looking right or not. Like, how are my pecs like hanging off of me? Ooh, when I lift up my arm, does my delt feel full? When I sit in my chair, do the lats feel full? Does the back of my hamstrings feel full but dry? Again, these are all things that it's a skill that took a while, a lot of trial and error to get, but like now it's what I leverage. And the best example I can give you in regards to how this works for me is, imagine this: if your brain just kind of reset every 24 hours, which would be a problem in itself, right? But let's just say that was the case, right? In a perfectly innocent example here. And you wanted to train, you still wanted to get jacked, right? You could probably go into the session not knowing what you did yesterday, go into today's session and just kind of feel around and be like, ooh, my pecs feel a little sore. My biceps, they feel a little heavy. Okay, so I'm going to touch everything but that, right? And you'd kind of make it work over time and you'd be able to progress, right? So same deal. That's just how I live. That's just how my day-to-day goes. I look at the physical activity that took place yesterday, what's going to take place the next few days, what my training is look like, what's my training going to look like, where is recovery, how am I looking per the schedule, per my first show, and then just based off that, I make decisions, and that's it. But anyhow, today we're going to go over what my weekend refeeds look like. I made a video a few weeks back on this topic. Check that out so that you're not totally lost if you haven't seen it. And yeah, this is how we come out of the Monday through Friday hypocaloric dieting.
All right, guys, refeed weekend, which means we get to eat a little bit more than we have been the last couple of days. For me, usually Monday through Friday, hypocaloric. That's when we focus on fat loss, surviving. And then Saturday and Sunday, I come up to about maintenance, sometimes a little bit more if I feel like I'm that flat. So a little bit over what would be the assumed maintenance. And by maintenance, I just mean my estimated daily caloric needs. The reason I would go into a slight surplus is because, yeah, think about it. If I'm extra flat, it's going to be my assumed maintenance plus whatever I need to fill in those glycogen stores. But I'm not too flat this week, so things will be a little bit more chill. But yeah, let's get started.
All right, so we have some whole milk in there, scoop of whey, and this is roughly about it is a fun time, but it's 150 grams of carbs, give or take, probably a little bit more. These are super dense, which is why I'm using them, just so I get a nice head start, because once I get caught up in my day, it's very easy for me to lose track of how much I have to eat.
And honestly, at this point, I don't play the volumetrics game too much. First of all, I think at my baseline, I'm not a super hungry person. But also, I just feel that it makes prep harder when you're constantly trying to create some sort of excessive like bloat max feel, right? And I think it also messes with people's hunger cues over time. They get to the point where it's either empty or full. And I've done it that way, and it might help in the short term, but I think in the long term, it messes people up more than it helps. So I always like feeling when I I'm done with my meals, whether it's in the gaining phase or in the cutting phase, that I could eat a little bit more. So yeah, just training yourself to be okay with that and not be panicked over not feeling like food's up to here. I think doing this just puts you in a place where you're more in tune with your satiety level, something that bodybuilding can take away from you, because it seems like it, right? You're either overeating or undereating, which can again just build some sort of disconnect there. So I'm gonna get this down before both my wife and my daughter wake up, and then we're ready to start the day.
All right, a little Greek yogurt with some whey protein on it. And this is a lighter meal because we have a Costco trip coming up. And that, as of now, that usually means pizza. Although the hot dog's pretty good, I thoroughly enjoy the cheap pizza.
Yeah? Give us pizza?
All right, that's it. We got the shopping out the way. Costco on the weekends, but that's really the only time we can make it out there. We usually have our pizza before we go in there and shop. Well, I got my 2 slices of pizza. Cynthia, who's also dieting, she got her chicken bake, which is like a fancy Hot Pocket. I shared my pizza with my daughter. She's a year old, so it was like 1.8 slices of pizza. Not that I go by the calories or macros on the Costco website, as anyone who's done this long enough will tell you that they're quite off. I just, again, like, this whole diet is just me trekking up a mountain that I've done before, that always when I look back and reflect on the journey, it's like, oh, I could have done this a little bit better, or that a little bit better, or shouldn't have gone this way, should have given this route a try. And so I'm just kind of retracing steps. And right now, prep, try to eat a little bit more on the weekends. We are cycling calories, but generally speaking, it's pretty intuitive. But the goal almost every weekend is to just fill back out, feel good, so that I can start my low days just feeling charged up. So pizza, 2 slices, really just makes it so that it's a nice bolus amount of calories. I'd say those 2 slices were probably 1,200, 1,300 calories. Rest of this day is probably going to be, as you'll see, probably just higher carb and protein, and probably have like one more full meal and then maybe a snack, and maybe I'll have some fruit along with that snack. Actually, both meals, I think, need to have a little bit more carbohydrate in them. Again, just so I feel nice and filled out and just ready to go attack the weight room, which, like, by the way, has been feeling amazing up until this point. So, so far so good. So far so good. All right, big bowl of just greens. I just raw dog these things, no fancy salads. Big cup, 20-some ounces of pomegranate juice. Up? That's my daughter. She needs up. All right, I sent her to go get one of her stuffed animals. Buy me some time. So, just some juice. It's a little snack. That's where the calories are coming from. And the big bowl of greens, because I hate making salads. I just need to get them out the way. I don't enjoy veggies all that much. So, just take it in like that and move on with my day and not have to stop what I'm doing to make a salad with multiple ingredients, huh, Mama? Oh, yeah? Uno, dos, bravo! All right, meal 3. This is going to replace milk and should be close to 200 grams of carbs worth of frosted mini wheats again. So thankfully, no formal step count right now. I've just been kind of doing my thing. To be honest, I've been more sedentary than I'd care to admit. However, one thing that started about 2 weeks ago is me and my little one. We've been going on this loop around the block, which is like 3/4 of a mile at the end of the day. And it's kind of become one of my favorite parts of my day. So They got a little head start on me, so I'm gonna catch up to them. Vamos. Whoa. Whoa.
She's moving fast today.
All right, guys. Day 2 of my refeeds. High days, higher calorie days, because it's not like I'm not eating on my Monday through Friday lower cal days. But yeah, the scale hardly moved, but not surprised there, simply because I did a wonderful job finishing my food early, which isn't always the case, but yesterday was. I like it because I just don't like going to sleep with a whole lot of food in my stomach. So we did pretty well. Ooh, there we go. This is the last. This is the last of the cereal. So we get a new cereal after today because we did a good job and finished that whole box. Same thing, milk, whey, and this super convenient, nice and dense breakfast cereal. For those of you who don't know, frosted mini wheats. And since the girls want to go out and eat, we're actually just going to do this and keep it a little bit lighter. So some carbs, but mostly some water, because we're having something kind of calorically dense. Just waiting on little mama to wake up so that we can go do our thing. And parents here are starting to get hungry. This child's playing with me. She's still asleep. So it went from like, how am I going to fit this food, to like, really? Today you decide to take a long nap? Toma. All right, same mode. Veggies, strictly business. I do get more variety in this. This is just when I get to check off my list, but usually Cynthia for most dinners makes some sort of like really tasty veggie mix that I can't be bothered to make. But eat this, and we got that covered for the day, along with the other stuff. But yeah, get this down, and then I'll see what I do with the rest of this day. All right, and actually, yeah, we're gonna have a little bit more. So I'm gonna share this with my daughter. We got blueberries, my favorite blueberries. You want one, mama? All right, toma. Yay! All right, and then we got 2 plums and one of those sun gold kiwis. So this will be just a little evening snack before probably one more protein feeding with some carbs as well. All right, this is going to be Sunny's first time having plum, I think. I think she'll dig it. Oh, hold up before you say up. All right, so we finished our plums and kiwi. She ate most of the... Actually, she ate most of that one plum. I haven't touched my blueberries yet because she's still going at it. But, hey, stuff like this makes not just prep, but like having a healthy lifestyle. 1 second, mama, let's get a few more of these in. Just so much fun because I'm sharing it with her. Sure, we had fried chicken today, but also, that's just a part of it. A small fraction of it, right? So I can't wait to teach her all the things I know so that she grows up to be healthy and strong, like her pop son. All right, toma, mama. See how much she leaves me of these blueberries. That's. You have toddlers, they got that fine taste when it comes to their fruit selection. All right, a nice little tall glass of pomegranate juice, Fairlife protein shake, and we're gonna go on our little family walk. And no more protein, I think, for the rest of the day because I've had about half a chicken, and we'll just munch on carbs until pretty much I give up.
Okay, that's the last of it.
What good is without a physique update? So this is what I'm looking like. I didn't. I'm actually not in my office right now. We had to deep clean the carpets out there because I have a dog that is 14 years old. Maybe some of you guys remember Haley, and an older lady like that sometimes has her accidents. So I'm in the guest bedroom, and I didn't want to set up the ring light and all that. So we just use the natural light in the master bedroom. So that's where I'm posing, a little different than usual. I think I've made some great progress, though. I think it's very apparent. I went through some intentional, hard days where I'm like, you know what? Today, coast is clear. I'm going to strike. And I really brought down the hammer twice this last week. And you're going to see that in the weigh-ins. My Wednesday morning and my Thursday morning weigh-in were quite low. So I have one more low day, and that's today, Friday. And then again, over the weekend, I'm going to fill back out, and we'll see what I do. But I think already for the rest of this month, I don't think I'll have any more assertive days. I think I'll kind of just cruise the way I have been and kind of let it come to me for a while before I get after it again. But the goal is to maybe lose when it comes to the moving average. Not that I have explicit weight goals, but what you're probably going to see with how hard I'm going to push and the amount of time left in this month, I think I'll probably lose anywhere between half to 3/4 of a pound. And then August, I think August will definitely be about a 3-pound month. I think at that point it's like let's strike and build an even greater buffer. The goal is going to be ready by the end of September, maybe mid-October, and then from there eat up. But I much rather would prefer being ready by the time September ends, before September ends, so that I have about 8 weeks to eat up until Worlds. I think when I look at this physique, it's really you only have about 8 pounds to lose, maybe 9, and you're going to be peeled. But it's wicked from this point on. I know my physique, and every single pound I lose, I think that's the case for most people when they're relatively close to stage weight. But on me, especially in my softy areas, because they're soft, but they're pretty dense and muscular. So most of the posterior chain, you will see that, oh, wow, you lost half a pound, but it looks like you lost 3. That's how it's going to be from this point onwards. And again, I want to try to be only as assertive as I need to be, only as invasive as I need to be, and not because I'm afraid of the grind or working hard, but more so because I want to keep as much muscle as possible. So that's where I'm at as of right now. Things are going well. I still feel in control. I don't think I've had any moments where I've gone into zombie mode yet. It kind of feels still like it's the off season, and it's just been a lot of fun. That's the one thing that has kicked up. As of this week, all of a sudden, for me anyways, things started to get fun, and I'm like, oh, now it's starting to feel a little bit more real. So that's where we're at. Life is good.